The rusty gate groaned under my hand as I pushed it open, revealing a narrow passage overgrown with ivy and brambles. My heart quickened with a mixture of excitement and trepidation as I stepped into the shadows, the scent of damp earth and decay filling my nostrils. Ahead of me, the crumbling facade of an abandoned mansion loomed, its once grand windows now boarded up and its roof sagging under the weight of years of neglect. But it was not the mansion itself that drew me here. It was the whispered rumors of a hidden treasure buried deep within its bowels. As I made my way through the overgrown courtyard, my flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the moss-covered stones. I could feel the weight of centuries pressing down on me, as if the very air itself was heavy with the weight of forgotten secrets. At last, I reached the entrance to the cellar, a heavy wooden door barely clinging to its hinges. With a trembling hand, I pushed it open, revealing a yawning darkness beyond. My heart pounded in my chest as I descended the narrow staircase, the sound of my footsteps echoing off the stone walls. The air grew colder with each step, sending shivers down my spine as I reached the bottom of the stairs. Before me stretched row upon row of dusty wine bottles, their labels faded with age and covered in cobwebs. It was clear that this cellar had not been disturbed in decades. As I moved deeper into the shadows, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of the wind seemed to carry with it a sense of impending doom. But still, I pressed on, driven by a curiosity that bordered on obsession. It was then that I heard it. The faint sound of footsteps echoing through the darkness. My blood turned to ice as I realized that I was not alone in the cellar. With a sense of growing dread, I turned to confront whatever or whoever was lurking in the shadows. But to my surprise, there was no one there. The cellar stretched out before me, silent and empty, save for the faint drip of water from a distant corner. And yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that unseen eyes were following my every move. With a nervous laugh, I dismissed my fears as nothing more than the product of an overactive imagination. I had come here in search of adventure, and I was not about to let a few creaky floorboards and ghostly whispers scare me off. And so, I continued my exploration of the cellar, marveling at the rows of ancient wine bottles that lined the shelves. Each bottle seemed to hold a story of its own, a testament to a time long forgotten. But as I reached out to touch one of the bottles, a sudden chill ran down my spine. I could feel a presence in the room with me, something dark and malevolent that sent shivers down my spine. And then, without warning, the bottles began to shake, their contents roiling and churning as if stirred by an unseen hand. I stumbled backwards, my heart pounding in my chest as I watched in horror as the spectral forms of long-dead sommeliers materialized before me. Their faces were twisted in anger, their eyes burning with an otherworldly fire as they advanced towards me. I tried to scream, but no sound would come out, trapped in the grip of terror that held me in its icy embrace. And then, just as suddenly as they had appeared, the apparitions vanished, leaving me alone in the darkness once more. I stumbled to my feet, my mind reeling with disbelief at what I had just witnessed. It was then that I realized the truth, The spirits of the cellar were not here to harm me, but to seek revenge for the desecration of their resting place. The vintage spirits that had lain dormant for so long had been awakened by my presence, their anger unleashed upon the unwitting intruders who dared to disturb their slumber. With a newfound sense of purpose, I made my way back to the surface, determined to spread the word of what I had seen. For in the depths of that forgotten cellar, I had witnessed something truly extraordinary. A glimpse into a world beyond our own, where the sins of the past lingered on, waiting to be avenged. And as I emerged from the shadows of the abandoned mansion, the distant sound of owls echoed in the night, a haunting reminder of the secrets that lay hidden beneath the surface of the earth. The moon hung low in the sky, casting a silvery glow over the dilapidated grounds of the mansion. Every shadow seemed to dance with a life of its own, whispering secrets that had long been forgotten. As I made my way through the overgrown courtyard, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being followed. Every rustle of the wind, every snap of a twig beneath my feet sent a jolt of fear coursing through my veins. But still I pressed on, driven by a determination to uncover the truth behind the mysteries of the mansion. I had come too far to turn back now, my curiosity outweighing my fear with each step I took. And then, just as I reached the edge of the courtyard, I heard it. The faint sound of laughter echoing through the darkness. My blood turned to ice as I realized that I was not alone. With a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, I turned to confront whatever or whoever was lurking in the shadows. But to my surprise, there was no one there. I stood there for a moment, my heart pounding in my chest as I tried to make sense of what I had just heard. Had it been my imagination playing tricks on me, or was there something more sinister at work? With a nervous laugh, I shook off my fears and continued on my journey, determined to uncover the truth behind the mysteries of the mansion. For I knew that whatever secrets lay hidden within its walls, they were worth the risk. And so, with each step I took, I felt a sense of anticipation building within me, a thrill of excitement mixed with a creeping sense of dread. For I knew that the answers I sought lay just beyond the next turn, waiting to be discovered. As I reached the entrance to the mansion, I hesitated for a moment, my hand hovering over the handle of the door. But then, with a sense of determination, I pushed it open and stepped inside. The air was thick with dust and decay, the smell of mildew clinging to the walls like a shroud. Every corner seemed to hold a new mystery, every room a new secret waiting to be uncovered. And then, as I made my way through the darkness, I saw it, the entrance to the wine cellar, hidden behind a crumbling wall. With a sense of excitement, I hurried forward, my heart pounding in my chest. The cellar was like nothing I had ever seen before, a labyrinth of corridors and chambers stretching out before me. Every step seemed to echo with a sense of foreboding, every shadow alive with the whispers of the past. And then, as I reached the heart of the cellar, I saw them, the spirits of the long-dead sommeliers, their faces twisted in anger as they advanced towards me. I tried to run, to escape the horrors that surrounded me, but it was no use. The spirits were everywhere, their icy grip tightening around me with each passing moment. And then, just as suddenly as they had appeared, the spirits vanished, leaving me alone in the darkness once more. I stumbled to my feet, my mind reeling with disbelief at what I had just witnessed. But as I made my way back to the surface, I knew that I had uncovered something truly extraordinary, a glimpse into a world beyond our own, where the spirits of the past lingered on, waiting to be unleashed. The night air outside felt crisp against my skin as I emerged from the depths of the cellar, my heart still racing from the encounter. The moon cast long shadows across the courtyard, adding an eerie atmosphere to the already unsettling scene. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that unseen eyes followed my every move as I made my way through the overgrown grounds. The distant hoot of an owl sent a shiver down my spine, a reminder of the otherworldly forces that lurked in the darkness. As I reached the edge of the courtyard, I paused for a moment, my senses on high alert. I could feel the weight of centuries pressing down on me, as if the very air itself was alive with the whispers of the past. And then, just as I was about to turn back, I heard it. The faint sound of footsteps echoing through the darkness. My heart skipped a beat as I realized that I was not alone. With a sense of growing unease, I turned to confront whatever or whoever was lurking in the shadows. But to my horror, there was no one there. I stood there for a moment, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps as I tried to make sense of what I had just heard. Had it been a trick of the wind? Or something far more sinister? With a sense of dread weighing heavy on my heart, I turned and hurried away from the mansion, the memory of the cellar and its vengeful spirits haunting my every step. For I knew that I had stumbled upon something beyond my comprehension, something that defied explanation and sent a chill down the spine of even the bravest soul.